Zebec just shot up nearly 600%, but the main question is it too late to get in? So let's go ahead and dive right into it. If we take a look at Zebec, you guys already know what happened. I'm sure you guys are clicking this video for a specific reason. You guys were looking at the phone and you're getting notifications. Zebec is up nearly 200%, 100%. You guys seen it. I don't have to explain it. And for those that didn't get in within the time, I know how you're feeling. I missed out on tons of opportunities before. You don't have to sit here and explain how you feel to me, okay? I know it hurts. You're probably like, what the fuck? I know. So as you guys can see here, before all of this even happened, and this was roughly around the time of where we were printing videos back to back to back to back, whether if it was involving Telcoin or even Zebec itself, we were consistently trading around the range, guys, where $770 could have picked you up 1 million Zebec tokens. And we're gonna go over the cost of how much that costs in just a bit now. But as you can see, look at this shit, bro. Look how steadily it was trading until that shit. Zebec has broken an all-time high. Now you might be thinking it's all good in games. I mean, it's crypto, this is possible, but there's always a dark side to specific things, and we'll cover more of that in a later video, and we'll sprinkle a little dabble of that in today's video as well. And to do a little recap on what Zebec is for those that are new, Zebec is here to help enhance payroll services, of course, provide real-time payments to people that need to be paid on payroll. So instead of waiting 2 weeks for a paycheck, you'll get paid by the day. And that is what Zebec is here to solve. If you would like more in depth of what Zebec is as a whole, highly recommend you go ahead and check out one of the other videos that were listed here on the channel for a deeper rundown. For those that might be asking, it's like, why that shit shoot up like that? Like, why did it go up so high? Like, it was random, you know, but it did go up pretty high. It broke an all-time high. And if for those that are wondering why that might have happened, I mean, it could have been of many reasons. And what I really believe that made a strong factor into this correlation is that recent space that they had on X with Uphold. Yes, guys, Uphold, that big of a name. But within this conversation that they had within this space, one of the Zebec founders and devs has mentioned that they're in talks with Ripple for a potential product. So I'm going to go ahead and let this video play out here so that way you guys can give it a quick listen.
Some people that have been talking about ZBCN as like the next XRP and stuff like that. What does that kind of comparison mean to you before we then get into kind of like, you know, adoption of Zebec and that utility that Doc Martin here was just talking about?
Well, I mean, we've been hearing it more and more recently. I'd say at Zebec, we have a ton of respect for Ripple and XRP and what they've built. I mean, in fact, we've been in talks with them now for the past couple of weeks about a potential product that we're working on together. So I'm not going to get into too much detail there, but we're definitely on their radar. And I'd say it's definitely a company that Zebec respects a lot. Now, the similarities between Zebec and XRP really come down to the markets that they're serving, right? Ripple, you can give a lot of the success to the size of the problem that they're trying to solve. So if they're tackling global remittance, alone that market is shy of $800 billion in US terms. Now, when you look at payroll, which is the problem that Zebec is trying to solve, the payroll market in the US alone in volume is north of 10 trillion. So both massive, massive markets, which is why I believe that Ripple has been able to get to the size it has, and Zebec, I believe, is on a similar trajectory.
You guys heard that correctly. And it's great when we also take in perspective of what was just mentioned, right? The markets that these projects are here to solve, you know, Ripple being Ripple and Zebec, however the fuck, being Zebec, right? So it's two different things, but the fact that they've mentioned that they're in talks for a potential product is huge. And I really do strongly believe that is what led this price appreciation to where it has jumped up to. Now, of course, as I mentioned, things are nice when it's sweet. We all know that, right? We love a sweet life, but whenever there's sweetness, there's always another side. Now, I'm being completely unbiased at all times, right? I truly do believe that this project can be a great project as long as everything that's being brought to the horizon turns to a reality as opposed to an illusion, okay? Now, I'm not saying that I don't trust this project, but it is still in its early stages to really develop a stronger bond for the crypto space. It is a fairly new project, but if all of these things are true, and what I mean by true, I mean all these partnerships, all the problems that they're really trying to solve actually happens and becomes solved, they start partnering with major companies like ADP and so forth, then this project can really be huge long term. But I need to see a little bit more of that come to light before we get a final answer, of course, because it is the early stages. And you guys know, my new crypto investors that don't know, typically when projects are in their early stages, it's like anything else, right? If something is just starting off, you know, the trust is just, it's there, but it's a little minimal as opposed to something that has a long-term rate, right? If you guys get what I mean. If something that's been around for a longer term, of course, will get more of a trust as opposed to something that just started, okay? And it's always great to look at both sides to it. Now, of course, a lot of people are in talks from that uphold space, just continuously speaking upon, is Zebec having that XRP moment? Now, of course, I'm not going to say yes. I'm not going to say no. We don't know. There could be a possibility now that they've caught damn near the XRP army attention. There is a possibility. And of course, with the talks with Uphold, as you can see here, they've officially surpassed 100 million in ZBCN assets under custody, and they state that they're just getting started. Now, as I mentioned, it all sounds good, man. It all sounds good. It definitely does. And to this tweet here, it says, fine, bookmark this now. ZBCN to $1 by Christmas. There, I said it. Too much news, hype, and positive movement around Zebec, now including partnership and product with XRP. XRP 2017 round 2 equals Zebec. Now, this motherfucker right here could just be having FOMO, okay? He probably was staring at the charts. He watched it go up like 300%, 400%, and was just getting overly excited and just said, fuck it, ZBCN to $1. You guys think it's funny, but guys, this is what really happens. If you're invested into a project and it goes up astronomically, you're gonna stare at it and you're gonna be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna start saying whatever. ZBCN 100, ZBCN 1,000. Now, the type of mentality that I'm trying to build upon, you guys, is a mentality that I wish I've owned within the previous bull markets, okay? As an experienced crypto investor. I mean, maybe he's not lying, or maybe it is a possibility. But the reason why I stay numb to tweets like this is for the simple fact that, guys, it's all FOMO and speculation. And there's a reason why I give you guys reasonable targets as opposed to just saying any number when it comes to price predictions here on this channel. Most people don't give a fuck about the community. These people that are mentioning these astronomical numbers will be the ones cashing out on you before it even gets to that point. And as I mentioned, like I said, there is a possibility that it might get to that point. I'm just saying this just to protect myself, and really for the simple fact because crypto's unpredictable as a whole. I mean, look at what fucking Dogecoin did on last 2021 bull run. There's a reason why I say these things, but it's just being wary of your decisions. Do your own research and stay ahead of the game. I know it sounds good. You can't believe everything you see though. It's just a prediction. It's like you guys are gonna get this feeling, and it's when adrenaline kicks in where you're invested into something, and like I said, you're just gonna start saying whatever. Oh, this shit, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000. And this is what happens. There's a lot of fake people within this space, and I just want you guys to be wary of the people that you look at as far as tweets, because when something happens in the market, when the market is green, those people that were talking shit when it was red start to flip the scripts. You start to see the true colors upon people. They start saying, oh, this, and then the next day when it's red, it's like, fuck you, and fuck you. It's like a woman on their period, bro. So be careful with who you watch and who you go your tweets with. Like I said, I'm not going against this guy here. There is a possibility where something like this can happen. The reason why I'm saying this, and there is a possibility, is because crypto as a whole is unpredictable. Just be wary of what you believe in. Build your own trajectory. Very, very important. And also, some things to keep an eye out for. Look, this was posted on May 26th of 2025, 9:31 a.m. Like, you're gonna see news like this. Like, I've been talked about this partnership how long ago? 2 months ago, 3 months ago. This partnership shit happened a very long time ago. And you have people that's posting news about this shit now. Build some more hype and things like that. Keep the price pumping. Nice. Maybe when you get his bags a little bit more heavier, you know what I'm saying? It's a cold world we live in, okay? A very, very cold world. And to sprinkle that tad bit of the dark side within this video, I've came across this. Shouts out to Dom. Now, I haven't really taken a deep dive into his X account, but he did toss me a follow not too long ago, and I tossed him a follow back just for showing appreciation. Truly do appreciate that appreciation he's given to me, and in return, of course, I'm going to respect that, unless I happen to see something that is totally not of line. But as of so far, from what I've seen Dom posting, he seems like a very cool guy. And he says here, important post. Lots of people have been asking me about Zebec. I have not looked into the project in detail, but what I do know is that its founder, Sam Tapalia, was behind Movement Labs XYZ, which retail lost big money on and whose co-founders have since left the project. I'm staying well clear. As always, exercise extreme caution and do your own research. And of course, he later mentions here, company that he's mentioned earlier in that tweet, signed a deal loaning 50% of its circulating supply ecosystem to Web3 Port Labs the day after the move, debuted it on exchanges. Accounts linked to Web3 Port Labs dumped 66 million tokens, leading Binance to ban it. So sounds like he was a part of a scam as far as the founder. Now I'm going to dive deeper into this. For those that would like to hear a little bit more upon the potential dark side of this project, I definitely recommend that you turn on post notifications, because I'm going to make sure that I have that video out soon for you guys. And there could be a possibility, right? There's projects out there that get pumped by VCs because of course they're the investors in the company first before anyone else, before it even touches the market, just to pump their bags, and that way they can get out before retail gets in. Starting price at $428, and look what happened. Yeah, that happened. Now again, if everything remains true, if these people have 100% dignity and remain solid and show proof of work, and maybe get a connection partnership with ADP, where ADP even announces it themselves, and maybe this product with XRP happens to actually be real with Ripple. If this all is real, if they actually solve this problem for payroll, this project alone can be huge. Mark my word. And of course, that is just my opinion, all right? But again, you gotta think of it from a broader perspective. They're solving an actual real world problem. And we really have to just wait. Time will tell in this case. Zebec is still holding tight. And of course, I think it's just for the simple fact of the recent news that's just happened not too long ago. For those that made their money within this project, congratulations. If you guys like projects with potentially huge gains, I highly recommend you check out this video here.